Now you have Andre Tank Johnson, Alpo, and Big Head Gary. Three men that got money together. Three men that touch millions of dollars in the streets. Three black kings. But if you give a woman access to a king, she'll rewrite the fate of the empire. Early on, Tank was spending good money with Alpo. But there's times where Alpo couldn't meet expectations. Fast forward, Tank lucked up with a Colombian connect. But the supply and prices that Alpo couldn't beat. I mean, business is business. Sometimes you're gonna have to go get that plug. If you understand business, it shouldn't be any love lost. Tank and Arabs was Alpo's best customers during the time. But when they stopped, that's when the problems start. Say in the game, there's ups and downs. And Alpo's big problem was the spending. He could up some money, y'all. When the money coming in, you start treating it like it's never ending. You start counting money that's not even in your possession yet. For example, the money that's tied up in the streets. That was one of Rich Porter problems. Now, when you lose buyers, the flow starts to slow up. The money starts slowing up. But your spending habits don't stop. His bankroll was starting to dry. He still had a crew he was feeding and women he was taking care of. When Alpo gets into that position, his own friends start to look like food, and Gary was one of them. While Alpo was sitting on work, Tank and his crew start to elevate. Alpo see this when he runs into them in the club, seeing how the crew was moving around. They was eating. Po would talk down and downplay them. He'll say things like, man, they ain't making too much noise. Matter of fact, I can hear this broad. Then Alpo starts coming at Tank's girl, and she wasn't going at the beginning. Sometimes Po and Gary would see her, and Gary would disrespect Tank, and of course it would get back to Tank. Tank is like, okay, fair game, but he didn't want to hit Alpo's girl because she was old news. His man already hit her. But since Gary got so much to say, he was going to hit his broad. Caprice was the best thing Gary ever laid his eyes on. He always wanted her, but he knew he had to get his weight up. He wasn't her type. Fast forward, he got his money up. Yes, his pockets was heavy, but he's still the same Gary. He didn't work for the money. He became something overnight. You can't become a boss overnight unless you're in the mafia, something John Gotti did. But Caprice, she like bad guys, not just any old bad guys. She like bad boys with style. Them dope boys, them fly dope boys, real hustlers. Gary just didn't have it. Andre had it. When Andre was hitting Caprice, of course he wasn't taking her serious. That's another man's girl. Andre wasn't taking her serious. He had his own situation, so he would pick her up and drop her off whenever he felt like it. She was the typical broad. She didn't like the dudes that actually wanted her, that actually wanted to take care of her and treat her good. She wanted the assholes. Gary was the typical dude. He got his money up and came back for the chick that didn't want him. Shit, Gary promised her damn near the world. He knew about her past, but all she had to do is leave all that in the past and keep her legs shut. They could be a happy couple. He started to lock her down. He put a baby in her and wouldn't let her breathe. She couldn't really go anywhere. Yes, he spoiled her. He gave her anything she wanted. He was sitting on some serious paper, but he was ignorant to the fact that some girls just want to have fun. You ever had a chick? Y'all was going good for about 3-4 months. No clubbing. She just wanted to be with you. Then all of a sudden, that one weekend she want to step out with the girls. Or here comes that one cousin you never heard about. But it's only a matter of time when the broad starts acting up. When you start questioning her, now you're insecure, controlling, whatever. But all you have to do is give a female a reason. Gary gave her a reason. He got caught up a couple times with hoes. So Tank was her lick back. The problem was she fell in love. Now Gary finds out that Tank is hitting his broad. He talks to Alpo, and Gary wants smoke. So Alpo do what Alpo do best. He do something that just benefits him. He don't really care unless it benefits him. So Alpo does something that's not player at all, man. He tells Tank girl that Tank is hitting Gary's girl. On top of that, Tank have a baby on the way by another broad that his girl know about. So she want to get back, so that's when she started to mess with Alpo. Now, Alpo thinks he's the man, but she just fucking out of spite. I mean, that's like, 9 times out of 10 what bras do, but At the end of the day, he's still hitting. He's getting close to Tank's girl, trying to see what information he can get out of her. He was hoping to get her to backdoor Tank so Wayne and the crew could come up with a nice lick. It was just a bunch of pillow talk. Man, it was just going crazy. Gary couldn't stop his baby mom. She couldn't keep her legs closed. So he had a conversation with Tank. Tank agreed to stay away from Gary's chick. Now, everything's cool. Tank even tells Gary to holler at Poe because he was looking at cop. See, Tank Connect was MIA for a while, so he had to holler at Poe. Meanwhile, Poe is plotting. Tank sees her one more time and then cuts her off completely. Now, there are females out there that will lie about a pregnancy to keep a man. Even if she's pregnant and not knowing who the father is, she's going to put the baby on the person that she wants the most. See, Gary's baby mom lied and said she was pregnant by Tank. Now, this girl was very young. She didn't realize what she was doing at the moment, but they always young. Now, whether Alpo said this, whoever said that, I don't know about you, but in my world, 1 + 1 is 2. Things just have to add up. Things have to make sense. There's a reason behind everything. There wasn't a friend or a business partner that Alpo killed that he didn't benefit from. Remember, Tank stopped spending money with Alpo. At that moment, he was only dealing with Poe temporarily until his connect came back. And Alpo knew this, so Alpo saw the opportunity. See, in my opinion, Alpo and Gary plotted to rob and kill Tank. Or maybe Gary wasn't even there in the first place. Why did Tank meet with Alpo alone? I mean, even with all the pregnancy rumors of Gary's girl, wouldn't that raise a red flag seeing Gary there? Even Ayers told us how Tank moved. He sounded like a pretty smart individual. Or whether if Gary was there or not, that's still a good way for Alpo to try to frame Gary. Let's be honest, Alpo was trying to get in Gary's pockets the whole time. Gary was tight with his money. He didn't really start splurging until he started hanging with Alpo. There's a big difference between getting money and having money. Now that's going to go over most of y'all heads, but yeah, I heard a couple hustlers from back then say they couldn't hang with Alpo because the way he spent money, they'll go broke. But Alpo asked Gary for $500,000. The problem was Alpo already owed Gary a lot of money, so Gary wasn't giving up nothing. Alpo was upset. Once he can't manipulate you anymore, it's over. So Gary, he's already upset about the money that he's owed. But when Alpo tells Tank Girl that Gary killed him, and then he tells Ayers that Gary killed him, and more people, Gary falls back from Alpo completely. So there's 3 reasons why Gary had to go. Alpo owed him money. If Gary is gone, of course Alpo doesn't have to pay him. He couldn't get any more money out of him. And he knew too much, way too much. He had a lot on Alpo. Shit, Alpo even said it himself. They had so much on each other that if something was to happen between them, one of them had to go and it wasn't going to be him. Now, did Gary speak on the deal? Yes, he did. He spoke on the deal. But he didn't say anything about backdooring Alpo. He was just speaking on how Alpo had the nerve to ask for that amount of money. Why would he tell someone that's not in the circle about a murder he's about to commit, especially on a prison phone? I don't know, man. Y'all can run with whatever y'all want to, though. But Gary had to go. Alpo made 2 attempts. He tried to frame him and get the rumors out there to have him arrested for Tank's death. He even tried to insinuate that Tank Girl should go to the police. Now, the story about Alpo getting a call from Gary sounded like Gary was trying to set him up, but Alpo had the crew with him. Another thing is that why would Gary be comfortable getting into a van with Alpo with all that tension? I mean, he saw what Alpo did when it came to Rich. It's just a lot to think about. Now, whether you agree with me or not, the story is pretty clear. The lesson is clear. 3 men that did business together, making good money together, let females create this domino effect that could have been avoided. It caused friendships, it caused business relationships, and death. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Turn your notifications on at that. Go on Patreon, go to members22.com. Don't forget to hop in the comments, get the likes up. Y'all take it easy. I'm out.